During World War II, something remarkable happened in backyards across America and Europe. Families with no access to fertilizers, no garden centers, and limited resources were growing more food than many of us produce today with every modern advantage. These weren't professional farmers. They were ordinary people who rediscovered gardening wisdom that had been passed down for generations. Techniques so effective that 20 million American victory gardens produced 40% of the nation's vegetables using nothing but observation, patience, and an understanding of how soil actually works. After the war, these methods didn't disappear because they failed. They faded because modern agriculture took a different path. The rise of synthetic fertilizers and chemical solutions offered convenience, and slowly the old wisdom became just that, old. But here's what's fascinating. Those wartime techniques still work. In many cases, they work better, and they cost almost nothing. Welcome to Golden Vault Garden, where we unlock forgotten plant wisdom and rediscover the gardening knowledge that built resilient gardens for centuries. Today, we're exploring 6 wartime gardening methods that modern science is now validating. Methods your grandparents might remember. Techniques that build soil instead of depleting it. If you're interested in time-tested gardening wisdom that actually works, subscribe to Golden Vault Garden and hit that notification bell. We post new videos every week uncovering the botanical knowledge that deserves a place in modern gardens. Now, let's dig into what they knew.
Number 1. The chop and drop method. In wartime Europe, gardeners faced a simple reality. There was nothing to buy. So they observed what nature had been doing all along. Walk into any forest. What covers the ground? Fallen leaves, decomposing branches, layer upon layer of organic matter. Nature never leaves soil bare. Wartime gardeners copied this exactly. When a plant finished producing, they chopped it at ground level and let it fall right where it grew. Dead tomato vines, spent bean plants, finished squash, everything stayed in the garden. That organic matter became food for soil organisms below. As those materials decomposed, bacteria and fungi multiplied, converting dead tissue into nutrients living plants could absorb. The soil improved season after season. But the benefits went beyond nutrition. That layer of chopped material acted as a protective blanket. Rain didn't wash away topsoil. Moisture stayed trapped underneath. Weed seeds couldn't germinate in the darkness. The USDA tracked victory gardens using this method in 1943 and 1944. Gardens using chop and drop consistently produced larger harvests than conventional gardens. Today, permaculture farmers and regenerative gardeners use this exact technique. It's what your grandparents did when materials were scarce.
Number 2. Forest soil inoculation. Where soil had been depleted or damaged, wartime gardeners faced a deeper problem. The biology was gone. Healthy soil isn't just minerals, it's alive. Every handful contains billions of bacteria and thousands of fungal species. These organisms make soil fertile. So gardeners did something beautifully simple. They went to the forest. The method was called forest soil transfer. Find a healthy forest with thick leaf litter and soil that smells rich and earthy. Collect a few handfuls of that dark material from under the leaves and mix it into your garden beds. Those forest organisms multiply rapidly. Bacteria can reproduce every 20 minutes. One becomes millions within days. Within a single growing season, organisms from that handful of forest soil could transform depleted dirt into living earth. Modern soil science has confirmed what they knew intuitively. Dr. Elaine Ingham's research shows that establishing healthy microbial communities is the foundation of fertile soil, far more important than NPK ratios. Unlike synthetic fertilizers you purchase every season, soil biology is self-sustaining. Once established, it persists and improves year after year.
Number 3. The Three Sisters Guild planting.
Modern agriculture teaches rows, one crop, everything separate. But wartime gardeners revived something older, the three sisters: corn, beans, and squash planted together. Here's the genius. Corn grows tall, providing vertical structure. Beans wrap around those stalks and climb. No trellis is needed. But beans give back. Their roots contain bacteria that pull nitrogen from air into soil. They manufacture fertilizer while they grow. Free. Squash spreads leaves across the ground, creating living mulch. Those leaves shade soil, keeping it cool and moist. Weeds struggle to germinate. Underground, roots connect through fungal networks called mycorrhizae. These threads link plants together, allowing them to share resources and information. This isn't folklore, it's peer-reviewed science. Dr. Suzanne Simard at the University of British Columbia has documented these underground networks for 30 years. Victory gardens, using the three sisters, required significantly less water and zero purchased fertilizer. They produced more calories per square foot than monoculture planting. Today, permaculture designers and regenerative gardeners are bringing it back.
Number 4. The compost tea brewing system. In wetter regions, disease killed gardens silently. Fungal infections, bacterial blights, they wiped out plantings overnight. Wartime gardeners found something better than chemical fungicides. They brewed compost tea, a living liquid teeming with beneficial organisms. The method was simple: finished compost in a burlap sack, submerged in rainwater. The mixture sat 24 to 48 hours, stirred occasionally. Organisms in the compost multiplied explosively, filling the water with billions of beneficial bacteria and fungi. This liquid was poured onto soil and sprayed onto plant leaves, where beneficial organisms outcompeted disease-causing pathogens. Plants treated with compost tea developed remarkable disease resistance, not because the tea killed pathogens, but because beneficial organisms occupied space that diseases needed. Gardens treated with compost tea developed darker, richer soil within a season. Root systems grew deeper. Plants became more drought-resistant.
Number 5. Cover crop living mulch. After harvest, most gardens sat bare for months. Rain washed away topsoil. The soil biology built during summer died without living roots. Wartime gardeners understood bare soil is dying soil. They planted cover crops. Clover was most common. It grew quickly, covered ground completely, and pulled nitrogen from air into soil. A garden planted with clover over winter emerged in spring with more nitrogen than fall. Free fertilizer. Winter rye was another favorite. Its dense roots held soil in place and fed bacteria through cold months. When spring came, you simply cut the cover crop at soil level and planted through the residue. Cut material became mulch. Roots decomposed underground, creating channels for water and air. The method required almost no work. Seeds scattered after fall harvest, light raking, rain did the rest. Today, regenerative farmers are planting cover crops on thousands of acres, building soil while conventional methods deplete it. Number 6. The seed-saving adaptation system. World War II taught a profound lesson. When supply lines collapsed, families who thrived had saved their own seeds. But this wasn't just about having seeds. It was about having the right seeds. Commercial varieties are bred for average conditions, adequate everywhere, excellent nowhere. Seeds saved from your garden are different. They adapt to your specific conditions. Every season, thriving plants are those best suited to your exact situation, your soil, rainfall, pests, microclimate. When you save seeds from your best performers, you're selecting for success in your conditions. Wartime gardeners saved seeds from tomatoes that ripened before frost, beans that produced despite drought, squash that resisted disease.
Each generation became better adapted. After a few years, these home varieties often outperformed anything purchased. Seeds were harvested from healthiest plants, dried thoroughly, stored in cool, dark, dry conditions, often in glass jars. Families maintained collections going back generations. Grandmother's tomatoes, great-grandfather's beans, living genetic libraries. Today, seed savers are maintaining heirloom varieties, ensuring genetic diversity remains available to all gardeners.
These weren't just gardening techniques. They were practical solutions that understood healthy soil is the foundation of everything. The victory gardens of World War II proved what was possible. 20 million American families growing 40% of the nation's vegetables with soil, seeds, and knowledge, not chemicals. That knowledge faded after the war, but it's being rediscovered by gardeners who understand that the best solutions are often the old ones. If you found value in this, subscribe to Golden Vault Garden and hit that notification bell. We post weekly videos on forgotten botanical wisdom. Share this video with your gardening friends and try one technique this season. Comment below with your results. Check the description for additional resources on each method. Golden Vault Garden, where timeless gardening wisdom meets modern practice. Next video, 5 heirloom vegetables your great-grandparents grew that you've never heard of. One puts modern superfoods to shame. Until then, keep growing, and remember, the best garden gets better every